the Hong Kong bid team, by the way. So take it away.
Technical issues. Yeah. You sound on, right?
Should start, yeah?
Sound? You did?
We paused the time, I'm sure.
Yeah, we did. Yes, I'll go back.
Let's watch from the beginning.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are the bidding team from Hong Kong. We are a team of diverse backgrounds, and as Hong Kong is a shopping paradise as well as a financial center, many of us actually come from the service sector, and so we are pretty good at selling Hong Kong to you. But before we tell you why, Hong Kong has all the good qualities to be the next host city of the gay games, let me first tell you a story. This is a story of a teenage girl who was exploring all sorts of possibilities about her sexuality and gender identity. She lived in an environment where girls should be girls and boys should be boys. She was discouraged to play sports because her father said if she played sports, she would end up becoming a butch. She gradually grew up and became a competitive bodybuilder. She did not end up to be a butch, but rather, she identified herself as a genderqueer. Sports taught her to be proud of who she is. Sports taught her that it is okay for women to have muscles. Sports taught her that we are all equal and there's nothing to fear about. That was the story about me. But that was not only a story about me. Participating in sports has empowered many LGBT people in Hong Kong and in Asia. It has also inspired our allies that sexual orientation and gender identity have nothing to do with our abilities in sports. Hong Kong is ready to take up the role to be the first Asian city to host the Games and to spread the values of inclusiveness, diversity, and sportsmanship to the world.
North America has already hosted the Games 6 times out of 9. Gay Games has changed the world by empowering thousands of LGBT athletes and others worldwide. It's now the time for the Games to come to Asia and spread the values to 2/3 of our world's population. Look at our drag shows in Bangkok, our best gay parties in Singapore. Yet, our other Asian counterparts in most of Central Asia or even South Korea are places where LGBT issues are still considered as a taboo. We have a dichotomy and an area where we can make real differences. 2020 will be the Olympics in Tokyo, 2022 will be the Olympic Winter Games in Beijing and the Asian Games in Hangzhou. Now, let us tell you why Hong Kong should be the host city of Gay Games 2022.
Hong Kong is as diverse as it gets, from our skyscrapers to our shopping malls, from our dim sum to our Michelin cuisine. As the major sports hub in Asia, we are experts in organizing major sports events. We hosted the East Asian Games in 2009 The Hong Kong Rugby Sevens are the biggest rugby events in the world, and last week we had the Formula E for the first time. The Hong Kong Marathon is the biggest running event. It has attracted more than 70,000 people each year. And one of our new proposed sports in the Asian Games is dragon boating, a sport that originates from Hong Kong and is the must-go festival for locals and tourists. Our Dragon Boat Carnival attracts every year more than 4,000 participants and 10,000 spectators. Hong Kong is the center of Asia, where you can reach 20 countries within 5 hours of flight. What more impressive is that Hong Kong has an efficient infrastructure and we are extremely tourist friendly. You can reach our city without any visa. Let me show you more. Our games can be rented in government venues at as low as subsidized cost, which means that the venues of the games will cost approximately half of the Paris Games cost. And what's more in 2022? Let me tell you something more about Hong Kong. By then, our West Kowloon Cultural Central District will be ready, where we can host top-class arts and culture events, including choral concerts, Cantonese opera and visual arts exhibition in our best Soho neighborhood. By then, the old Kai Tak airport will be transformed into a multi-sports complex, which will be ready in 2022 to host some of our sport events.
What else is special about Hong Kong? Hong Kong is probably one of the most, if not the safest city in the world. Hong Kong has the 5th lowest crime rate on earth out of 118 ranked jurisdictions in the International Crime Index. Here, our athletes will feel safe and protected with the second highest ratio of police to citizen in the world. If you want peace of mind in the run-up to the 2022 Games, Hong Kong is the safest and most secure choice by a mile.
So far, we have been having amazing support from different sectors on our games. Rangers from the government body Equal Opportunities Commission, the University of Hong Kong, and the biggest fitness center in Hong Kong, to our friends APCOM from Southeast Asia. We are also working closely with you and He for She for collaborations. We are confident that with our partner support, we can host the games the best way it could be.
In our bid, we will be presenting 36 sports and 3 new sports, which will include dragon boating, trail running and tower running. There will be 15 sports cultural events, which will include arts and culture, focused on the Asian flair, including Mahjong, martial arts, Tai Chi, Cantonese opera and Chinese calligraphy. We will assure that during the Gay Games in Hong Kong, you will not get bored at all.
The Games is now ready to take it to a whole level, to a city you can't miss, and to 15 billion people you can reach. We will reach the Games mission and educate our friends here about the game. Team China is heading to the Paris 2018 Games, and Hong Kong, as China's foremost city, is the perfect location to bring the games to all our friends in Asia and spread the values of inclusiveness, diversity, and sportsmanship.
As of 2016, we still do not have any out athletes in Hong Kong who dare to speak out loud. Hong Kong, as the center of Asia, will serve as the inspiration to other Asian teenagers and athletes out there who are still struggling. In a dragon boat team, no single paddler is strong enough to move the boat. Our team of 35 directors come from all walks of life, from years of experience in participating in the Gay Games to organizing mega events, from athletes to world-class pianists, from our very only Hong Kong, as well as those who choose to move here. We stand as one and here to bring unity in diversity.
If you are a beacon for those who need hope, a clarion call for those who need legislative action, a move to the global community to learn about our community and the games, if we are still believe the Gay Games that change the world, please vote for Hong Kong. Now let's see what Hong Kong has to say about our bid.
I still remember that these gay games. What I remember was that the whole town was just gay. People from everywhere, and everyone was celebrating and supporting the LGBT community.
我自己都有玩開長跑，咁我就覺得呢個同志友善嘅運動環境係好重要，而香港真係好缺乏嘅。
And it's a good way also to see that gay people are just kind of like normal people, and there's nothing really to be scared about. We're not any different than anybody else.
咁我就希望基金可以帶到俾香港人可以容忍大家嘅分別，而係共同去創造呢一個歷史。
希望各界用愛同埋包容嘅心態去支持呢個盛事。
And we're all for the gay games being here in Hong Kong.
After 40 years, it's time for Asia. It's time for Asia's World City. It's time for Hong Kong.
Thank you for your time.